Hello, ladies, gents, and non-binary friends. How are you today? Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to The Row. Now, The Row is 5 Victorian townhouses heavily inspired by the amazing houses in San Francisco called the Painted Ladies. The Painted Ladies are a row of Victorian townhouses, just like I bloody just said. They're really beautiful. They're kind of very heavily American kind of Victorian. American Victorian is always a little bit more ornate, a little bit more brightly coloured, and I tend to see them more in the lines of made out of wood. Could be completely wrong on that, but I'm just sort of seeing the differences between kind of British Victorian and American Victorian, and that's what I decided to go for today. Now, sorry this video is a little bit late. As you know, I've been having problems with my editing software and stuff, but I have got it sorted now. I'm using a new one, and it's called DaVinci Resolve, and it is absolutely amazing. I would recommend it to any of you guys. It is a little bit more advanced in the kind of editing kind of field, but I absolutely love it. And it's finally fixed. And I'm able to make speed builds and edit them properly without anything absolutely just fucking up, and I'm very happy with it. I'm happy. Anyway, I was building 3 in the beginning because what I have done, I've built 5. There is 5 here now. But in the beginning I built 3 and I was like, no, it's just not enough. I want to actually get 5 Victorian houses out of this speed build. I have fully furnished 3 of them, and 2 of them are actually left completely bare for you guys to go in and make your own mark on this lot. And as always, this lot will be on the Sims 4 gallery. And if you can't find me, it is DevonBumpkin, all one word, or you can just search the hashtag DevonBumpkin. Now, I've been asked many times if my speed builds will get uploaded to a tray importer or anything, and no, they will not. I get this question asked quite a lot of times, and I only upload to the Sims 4 gallery. Main reasons being, it stops anybody with a pirated copy of the game to be able to download my lots. Main reasons being, I did a degree in game design, and I know how hard people work on these games, and I don't want anybody with a pirated copy being able to use my builds. And it might seem a little bit harsh, but it's just what I stand for. And I've said this quite a few times in other videos before. But that is just where I'm going with it. So everybody who's asking for tray imported builds and stuff, it's not going to happen, I'm afraid. With my Rebuilding Windenburg series, though, I will be releasing a complete save file, so you will be able to download those my builds into your game, whether you use The Sims 4 legally or illegally. But anyway, let's move back onto the build. So I really wanted to get a variation of different colors into this build. Now, I started off with quite a sort of bare looking one, so it's kind of sort of beige and plain. I go for pinks, I go for a dark kind of green, reddy blue one, I go for a yellow and blue one, and then finally I go for like a dark blue and white one. And I just love it. I love the look of these houses kind of going up almost like on a hill. It's quite hard to try and sort of replicate the actual shape of the Painted Ladies, and this isn't a complete copy anyway. It's just heavily inspired by them. Now, my real life house, I have built this on YouTube. It's very similar to these houses. They are very similar to the shape. Not so much the color style, because the Victorian house that I live in personally is made out of stone, and the houses are completely in a terrace, so they are actually against each other. And I didn't want to do that for these builds. I wanted to kind of have a little bit of separation from them. The 2 houses that I didn't furnish, I did fully furnish the gardens though, just so it looks really good from the outside. But as I said, I didn't go inside and furnish them in there. But so you will have to do that yourselves, and I would love to see some pictures if you guys do go and do that. I really would. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little choice as well. I'm unsure how I'm going to do this. I might yeah, I'll leave a comment down below, actually. I'll leave a comment down below I'm going to bring 2 speed builds out this week because obviously I'm supposed to be bringing one out every week, and I failed miserably this week. Or last week, sorry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to build a mini version of something. So I'm going to build like a tiny home, but in a style of your choosing. I'm going to give you kind of 4 choices. I'll write them all down below in the comment box, and then all you guys have to go and do is just comment on the ones that you want to see. I will leave the kind of comment open for like 24 hours, and then I'll get that build finished for Wednesday, or maybe Thursday or Friday. And I'll get that out. So yeah, guys, go and have a cheeky little look down below and see what you think, and see which kind of mini version of any build that you want to see, and I will get that built for you, my friends. How are you guys anyway? I hope you're okay. I'm having a really chill day today. I'm going to record this, and then I'm going out with my other half, and we're going to go gallivanting around somewhere and take the dog out for a walk, because my partner recently got a new car. And he is completely in love with it, so he wants to spend as much time as he can in said car. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I really wanted to go down into Cornwall today. We probably will, but I wanted to venture a bit further, and my other half didn't. So we're gonna compromise. Relationships are all about compromise, people. So I will compromise and go somewhere really nice with the other half. Now you're probably seeing, oh my god, this build is a bit long. And to that I would say, yes. Yes, it is. This build video is, 35 minutes long. The build itself is probably about 30 minutes maybe. But then I go through and do a video tour of the full house, or of the 3 houses itself. Now, I have fully furnished these 3 houses, and you will see me fully furnish these 3 houses. I go through and do every room, so you guys will see what styles and stuff that I go for. I'll talk to you a bit about the styles that I go for as it comes to the actual house in question, because what I've done is I show you how I do the garden to a particular house, and then we go inside to do the furnishing, and then we go into the next house's garden, etc, etc. You know where I'm going with that. But yeah, it was interesting to play around with the wallpapers with this lot, especially the kind of really ornate wallpapers that we've got at the top on the roof line there. Not something necessarily that I would do for builds, but I really wanted to get the feel of these houses across, and the styles that these sort of Victorian houses were built in. My dream one day, and I will definitely make it happen, is to go to San Francisco and see these houses in real life. I'd love to actually see the painted ladies. They're beautiful, they're lovely. I would hate to live in them though, because I know how much of a tourist attraction they are, and people constantly are on the banks looking in at these people's houses. And I just imagine just like slipping a nip out in the bath, and you've got like 20 people taking pictures of you. Morning. So yeah, that wouldn't be not for me. The end houses are really cool, especially this blue one. This is probably my favorite one exteriorly. So on the exterior, the blue and white one is probably my favorite looking one. But on the interiors, I do love the blue one on the interior, because it's got a lot more windows. Being at the end of a terrace, I was allowed to put windows on the kind of sides. But after I did the interiors, I was like, actually I prefer the yellow interiors to this particular lot. And I don't know, let me know what yours favorite is as well, guys. Out of the 3 that I do the blue one, the yellow one, and the greeny browny red one. Now the Sims that live in here, the blue and white one is a lovely gorgeous couple that have got a teenage son who is at university. That was in my head, so his bedroom is left kind of as it was, but still bare. No sun in sight. Obviously, as I just said, he's at university. The yellow and blue one is more of a family home, so it has got a child's bedroom and a swing set out on the garden, etc, etc. And the green and red one is an older couple. So with the older couple one, I was in my head like, oh, I don't want to make it look like it's been kind of renovated or kind of modernized recently. So I left it very dark and brown and wood on the inside but what they have actually got, and I do that when we get to the interior, I actually put a little conservatory area on the back of the house. just a tiny one, just to let in a little bit more light, because in my head, both of the older couple are actually kind of heavy into gardening, and that is where I went with it. That was where I went with that one. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I really, really enjoyed doing this lot. I really did. It'd be so much fun for gameplay. I would love someone to do a let's play in this. I would, I don't know. You could make like some really dramatic storylines on this street. Newcrest is really good for, obviously it's a completely blank world, but Newcrest is really good for kind of getting your own style on these street areas and making storylines come to life a little bit more. I love that. I do. I love it. And yeah, I don't know. I've been asked as well by quite a few people, oh, can you do a bit of gameplay? Can you play with this? And it's just not me. This is a build only channel. Things might change in the future. I might do something in the future that isn't kind of build related. I've always really liked the kind of Sims news sort of aspect of things, and maybe like rumors and stuff. I don't know whether I'm going to go down that route one day, but never say never in my eyes. But yeah, really cool. Really, really cool. And I keep getting more people saying, you're saying and I do. It's just I've said this in countless videos before. It's just something that I say. It's just something that I say, and I can't stop it. I've tried, and I just don't want to put the effort into trying to stop it, because then I'm going to be filtering myself even more. And if it annoys you that much, you can just bloody mute me. That's what it gets down to. If you don't like it, just mute me. Just watch the video with a bit of music on in the background. I don't care. Because I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. Anyway, this is the blue and white garden. So I wanted to keep this very almost nautical themed, this house. The male in question, I had a storyline based in my head for him that he was a kind of a cruise ship captain or something. So he was away quite a lot. And that is why I kind of wanted to get this nautical-esque kind of feeling with the blue and whites and the fresh kind of white floorboards on the inside and stuff. And just little nods with paintings and pictures of nautical themed stuff. The best pack for nautical themed stuff is the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. Without a doubt, it just really, I don't know, it just really, really helps if you want to go down that route of nautical themed bits and bobs. Now, anyway, into the interior. So this is the living room going through now. So it's quite a hard shape to furnish because it's quite long. The placement of the fireplace was kind of sort of 2/3 in from the left-hand side. So I really wanted to congregate armchairs and chairs around the fireplace, but I didn't want every single house to have the same furnishing layout, as it would have just looked weird, and I don't know, this is the way I went with this one. I was really happy with it, I think it came out quite well. Came out well, and I love the white floorboards with that like white paneling on the wall. Just love that. Love those floorboards as well. I think they're from Cats and Dogs as well, those floorboards. Could be completely wrong. Maybe Dine Out, I'm not too sure. And I love that rug that I just used, the blue and like burnt like amber one in the living area. I thought that was really cool. And this is a dining room area. So downstairs it houses a kind of a living area, a dining room area, and a kitchen area. Then upstairs, oh yeah, I forgot to say, each of these houses come with 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, kitchen, dining, living arrangements, and an outside space as well. So your Sims can get their barbecues on in the summer or whatnot. It doesn't really matter. And I wanted to experiment with the layout of the kitchen as well. So each kitchen does have a very different layout. Now I struggled with the older couple's layout of the kitchen, and you will see that come into play. Mainly I wanted the kitchen to be a bit more cramped, a little bit more weirdly laid out, because it wasn't a modern kitchen. Whereas this one here still got the original Victorian tiles on the floor, but obviously the kitchen is a bit more newer, and I kind of reflected that by using some sort of stone on the backwash. No, what's it called? The back. We're just going to say the back. We're just going to completely say the back. But yeah, no, I really love it. I am going to be, I think I've said this in the last 3 speed builds. I am going to be getting the university build out soon. I promise. That is the next video after my kind of mini version of something. So after the Wednesday video, next week's video will be the university. I will be bringing out the university. I've said it in a video now, so it has to be done. So guys, keep an eye out for that one because it is probably one of my favorite builds I've done. I'm nearly finished with the interiors and stuff, and it's a huge lot, and it just really, I don't know, it really works. I love it. But yeah, this is the master bedroom upstairs anyway, so I wanted a kind of mix of old and new furniture all through this house, and it's quite hard to mix the old and new furniture in The Sims 4, but I think I like an eclectic mix of furniture. I don't like the furnitures to necessarily match each other, and that goes for wood tones and everything. But I don't know. I think keeping it fresh and white, you can mix things a little bit more easy because it still looks fresh and it just looks a bit more eclectic. And I love that. I love it. Now, I have to say, when I went through to the video tool, you'll probably see that in the end. There was a glitch where the ceilings kept disappearing. I don't know if that's a glitch in the actual game itself at the minute, but it was very annoying. So if you see in the video tool that the ceilings are disappearing when I'm going through and showing it, my apologies, but it's not my fault. It's The Sims 4 because The Sims 4 loves to bug out and bring in new bugs when one gets sorted. And I'm using kind of air quotation marks when I say sorted because I don't think The Sims 4 has ever worked 100% perfectly. Ever. How many years are we into it now? But yeah, so just keep an eye out for that, and your Sims won't fall through the ceiling or anything. I promise. Now, this lovely bath. I think when I did my last build challenge, I think every single person, or near enough every single person who built the build challenge, they actually used that bath in every single one of their builds. So I'm thinking it might be the favorite bath of The Sims 4 at the minute. You'll have to let me know. What are your favorite baths? Oh God, no, please don't, because that would be a really boring conversation. My favorite bath is yeah, please don't. Moving on. Now, this is the teenage boy's bedroom, so I still wanted to have stuff in for him to come back to when he's off of university and stuff. And I used the kind of cat bedding just to make it look like he'd moved out when he was a little bit younger and they hadn't changed his bedding. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah. Anyway, here we are. Onto the yellow house. So this is the family home that I was talking about. Love the blue. Love that like cornflower, almost like cerulean kind of blue that are on the shutters and the pillars and stuff. Like the new pillars that we got with Strangerville are just great. They're really great, and as are the windows. Probably one of my favorite windows in the game at the minute, actually, just because of how ornate and how great they look. But oh my God, I want some modern windows. I'm desperate for some modern windows, some nice modern windows, not like over the top triangular shaped weird ones, just gorgeous, seamless, modular modern windows. Oh, I want them in game right now. But yeah, this is the backyard. So obviously I wanted this lot to have a kid, and having a swing set and stuff out in the garden was really cool. The parents kept going on it more than the children when I was player testing a lot. Which was really funny. It was really funny. Now, with this particular lot, I only actually put wash machine and dryer in one house. I don't know why I did that. Don't know why, because the only washing line that I actually put out was in this house as well. So I always forget about the washing machine and dryer. Is anybody else like that? I always forget them to put them in game. I always forget them to put them in my builds when I really should, especially when I do houses, because every house needs a washer and dryer. And I forget miserably. Anyway, this is the living area onto the inside. So this is the house where I actually preferred the furnishing to this one to the others. I don't know why. Because it's not really my taste. It's a little bit too homely for me. I am much more of a kind of modern, minimalist furnishing lover mixed with eclectic older furniture. What's your favorite way to kind of do interiors in The Sims and out of The Sims? I'd love to know that question. That's a good question. That's not a boring question. That's not a boring question about baths and what your favorite bath is. Yeah, please don't tell me that. But this is great. And I love the curtains that I use at the window. I always forget about them. They're base game. They're really, really simple. They're nice. They don't stick 7 miles out away from the window. They're really slimline. They come in a variety of colors. They could come in more. I wish they came in more. But they're really, really cool to use. I really, really like using those curtains. I need to remember about them more. Now, it was fun to use this fireplace. Now, in my house, very similar laid out to this. My house is bigger than this, but it's very, very similarly laid out, especially down into the dining room area, what I just used down there. The kind of fireplace that is no longer a fireplace. They just keep the actual fire surround. That happens a lot, especially in England, in Victorian houses in England. They kind of close up the fireplace, but leave the actual kind of mantelpiece around it for ornate purposes. But I think I counted how many fireplaces I've actually got in my house. And I think it was 6. 6 fireplaces. These Victorian houses came with a lot of heating. We could just say, I can't even imagine the fuel cost of keeping these running. Like crazy. Anyway, this is the master bedroom, as I'm nearly finished it now, but I really enjoy the colors in here. Not my style really. It's a little bit too homely, and I don't enjoy the Chesterfield quilted bed sheets that come on 90% of the beds in The Sims 4, but it was fun to do it. And I liked what I did in this little kid's bedroom with this little back bit here. Kind of just put these little storage areas around behind the bed, and they can kind of act as a shelf as well, which is cool. I put loads of toys and stuff on it. I just thought it was really cute. Really cute. Now, I was absolutely itching to put a modern extension on one of these buildings, but I don't know. I don't think an American Victorian house like this would suit the kind of modern extensions that you see on sort of British Victorian houses. You know, the ones I mean, that are kind of black boxes on the back. I've done several of those before. I just don't know if they would suit these houses. They would just look a little bit weird, a little bit strange. But you guys will have to let me know. Have you Americans ever seen any modern extensions on the back of Victorian houses? And I mean Victorian houses in this kind of style, like the wood panelled. But yeah, that's it. I should have looked around for that, actually. That could be quite interesting to try and do. I don't know. My head's going off. Anyway, on to the older couple's house. Now, the shape of this garden does change a little bit because obviously, as I said, I do put a conservatory where the 3 windows are. You will see that a bit further in. I think what I do is I kind of change my mind after I finish this garden. So I actually go and change it up as I'm doing the interiors and stuff. But it came together really nice. It really did. In my head, as I said, the older couple are very much into gardening and stuff. So they've got flowers and everything. You could put veg and stuff in this when it comes to gameplay. Now, with all the Sims in question, I was a bit lazy with them this time. I usually make all my Sims from scratch, but I just didn't have the time, so I just went and downloaded like an older couple and a family and just put them all together on this lot. So if you're seeing Sims on the lot and like, that looks like the Sim I made, it well could be. It well could be, because I literally just went onto the gallery to get it. Yeah, to get it. Talking about the gallery, I really hope that you console players are able to get the gallery soon. I don't understand why there's like this big hush about whether or not the console are getting the gallery. I haven't heard anything from any of the gurus. If anybody has heard anything and they want to let console players know if the gallery is coming, then please comment down below so you can let these lovely people know whether or not they're going to be getting the gallery. You should be. Like, I don't know how you can survive without the gallery. I don't know. But anyway, here we are now into what I was thinking, where I was like, we need a conservatory. So I do this little 2-tile wide conservatory area onto the back of the house. And It looks cute. It looks cute. I use the windows from, I think they're from the Romantic Garden stuff pack. Could be completely wrong. We'll soon find out. I use them onto the back of the house and they just look cute. They look cute. It doesn't look like a modern extension-esque kind of thing then. And this area in my head was almost like a big conservatory area where these garden lovers could come and sit on their dining room table with an outlook into their lovely garden and sit on these chairs and just relax in the sunshine. And especially when you're retired, that's all I see myself doing when I am actually retired. For sure, is being chilled and lazy. But hey, I am a long time off of retiring yet. I am a long time off. So yeah, as I was saying about this house is very kind of eclectic, but a lot darker than the rest of them. There's a lot more darker woods around and original tiles. And original floorboards as well. In my head, they kind of peeled the carpets back and kind of treated these floorboards with a stain and just kept everything very, very natural. Now, I can imagine this house would not have been like kind of decorated since, I don't know, the late 80s, early 90s. That was what was in my head. So you'll probably see the furnishings don't really match any kind of modern or up-to-date kind of style. And I wanted to put a little dining room table in this one. So I put it in the bay window, which is really cute. And then kind of shifted the living area over to the left-hand side so they could have their TV right up on the wall. And it seems to work really cool. It seems to work really well. I kind of prefer this layout actually compared to the rest of them, but I don't know. Now, this is where I go to Struggle Town, because I was trying to do a shape in here and it just wasn't working with the grid system in The Sims 4. Sometimes figuring out a kitchen layout is just not going to work. I try not to, but I really detest having a 1 tile wide walkway. I prefer them to almost be a 2 tile wide. So here's me like kind of shuffling this around and thinking, oh, we could put this there, that there, but it just wasn't working. And I actually go and change this up quite a bit and it just ends up not really what I was envisioning, but it is a very workable space. And I could imagine an older couple, I don't know, an older house having this kind of layout. And it just, I don't know. Don't know where I was going with it, but it kind of worked. A little bit cramped, a little bit weird, but I think it works. I think it works for this house anyway. But yeah, I think it's cute. This house in particular is I think it, it is. It's the third one down. I just had to like think in my head then, what one is this again? It's the third one down. And it's, well, smack bang in the middle. But you can, with what I was trying to say, and I just completely like derped out all over the place then, is the fact that in the gardens, the houses in particular all kind of rise above each other. So you can't really overlook and see into the people's gardens unless you're upstairs in the rooms upstairs, and you can kind of have a little nosy. So if anybody's thinking about doing any nude swimming or whatnot, yeah, don't, because there's neighbors about. But the storylines that could come from this lot are just, I don't know, really cool. I think you guys should get your imaginations out and have a little play with it. I really do. But yeah, I really hope that you like this lot. Let me know what you think of it, guys, as always, down in the comments below. I always enjoy reading every single comment. I tend not to go back and to reply on older videos. So as soon as a new video out, if you want to ask me something, that's the best place to do it, because I will usually 9 times out of 10 be able to answer it. And if not, that just means that I'm busy and I have to apologize. This is the master bedroom anyway, before we go. This is the master bedroom again, very dark. It's quite dark in here, but I just think it suits the family, suits this couple. I think it does. And a spare bedroom as well. So when their grandkids come and stay, or they've got these 2 beds that they can put their grandkids in. And I just think it works. It does. It works. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you here. Thank you so much for watching this speed build again. Don't forget to comment down below in the comment box as to what build you want to see on Wednesday. A little mini version of something. And as always, stay awesome. And I will see you in my next speed build. Bye, everybody.
got a weird top.
Oh, really?